Hello fellow yummy mummies and cherub cheek chummies, how are you today? As I always ask at the beginning of every video, if you like my channel, if you like my videos, please don't forget to subscribe by clicking on my face at the end of this video or tapping the notification bell underneath. Like and comment if there's anything you want to comment on. And thank you for watching in advance. So today I'd like to address a problem that has kind of plagued, oh my goodness, I would say about 3/4 of my life, probably a bit longer. It's the subject of my parents hoarding. It's a difficult subject, but it needs to be addressed, and it has been recognised as an illness. And when we lived in the mainland in Surrey, I don't ever recall the house being messy. I do recall my dad used to, he was an electronics engineer. He used to have a lot of electronics, and I actually remember as a baby crawling over the floor which had components on the floor, electronic components. And when we were in Surrey, he had a big shed, so it never really sort of came into the house. And my mum was quite a tidy person. She used to be a children's nurse, and she was quite tidy. And I never remember there being an issue or there being too much mess or whatever. And anyway, we moved to the country, to a very remote place. And I think that's when things started to get a bit out of control. And we lived in a very small place. And I just remember it just being getting so bad. And my mum started hoarding as well, and it was things like magazines and just junk, and she didn't want to let go of anything. And I don't know how much was due to being isolated, but also due to her dementia and getting older. And it was really, really bad, and it seemed like the more space my parents had, especially my dad, the more stuff would come in. And when Dad had his stroke, he ended up having the house, the garage, the shed, and a bungalow up near the theme park, a place in Ryde, and I think somewhere else as well. He just had so much stuff. And it was hard enough having both parents ill, but when I went up to the bungalow up the road, there was just stuff thrown about. It was my grand's stuff, it was my mum's stuff, it was Dad's electronics. It was just overwhelming. And in the end I had to say, we have to leave it, because there's nothing else I can actually do. There's nothing I can actually do. And I retrieved my grand sewing machine that Dad had put up there, and they're heavy, those, the Singer sewing machines. I don't know how he got it up there, and it was full of damp. I still got it now. I'm still debating whether to give it away or not, because it just, I don't know if I can upcycle it or not, because it's so damp. And just overwhelming, and also not having the support and not having the help has been really hard. And we've managed to clear the bungalow, but there's still the loft to do, and there's still the garage, and there's still the shed. I just feel overwhelmed by it, and I know that unfortunately it's my responsibility, because no one else is going to do it, and why should they? But then why should I? And I used to say to Dad, well, when are you going to clear the shed out? Because he literally would get stuff and you just throw it in the shed. And it's a shame, because it's a nice shed. It's a nice workshop. And it's just stuff. It's just stuff. It's just rubbish. It's just obsolete electronics. And unfortunately, I don't know if a house clearance company would touch it, because it's electronic. A lot of it is electronics. So I'm really stuck. And I've tried Hoarders UK. I've tried an organiser, but she suggested to me when she came last week to try the house clearance. Again, I mean, I don't know if anybody else has had experience of relatives with hoarding and how they've coped and what they've done, if they've got any advice or help. I know it's got to be cleared. I can bury my head in the sand and just ignore it, but it's not going to go away. And I remember being really embarrassed when I was a kid because it was so bad. My mum wouldn't let anybody in the house. I mean, there was just so much stuff. And I mean, I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed about it, but I don't know what to do. And I think the social worker would have been a social worker's, children's social worker's dream to see the state of the house. And I felt really embarrassed. I didn't like people coming back. I couldn't invite my friends back. I felt really uncomfortable. I mean, there was just so much stuff everywhere. There was 6 inches of stuff on the floors. There was 6 inches of stuff on the kitchen table. Every surface was covered, and the sitting room was just magazines. And I remember I used to think, I just want it to be remotely tidy. I want to be able to sit down somewhere. I want to be able to prepare a meal without there being lots of stuff. And I tried to get rid of stuff. I tried to clear the magazines out, but my mum would just shout at me. I tried my hardest, I really did. And I have cleared a lot of my mum's stuff out. It's just stuff. I realised that I was also starting to hoard a little bit. So I've been quite strict with myself, and my partner has been quite strict with me. And even now, if there's a lot of stuff, it makes me feel, it has a long-lasting effect on me, and I feel stressed and anxious and depressed. If there's a lot of stuff, I'm just like, oh, I can't. A lot of clutter, and it just does my head in. So yeah, I'm a bit stuck. I might talk to a clearance company at some point. Whether they will touch any of it, who knows. I feel like it's a bit of an albatross around my neck. My dad still won't let go of stuff. He's very emotionally attached to things. It's not healthy. I really don't know where he's got this hoarding from. I really don't know, because my grandmother was very tidy. And it's a problem. It's a problem. So if anybody else has had, as I said, if anybody else has had the same experience, is struggling, has any advice, any tips, please let me know. And I must say, actually, I'm sorry, I'm a bit coldy. I've got yet another lurgy from my daughter in her nursery. Bless her. Thank you for watching, and I understand if you're affected by hoarding and you're struggling mentally and emotionally because of it, then it'd be good to hear from you, and I completely understand. And that's about it really. So again, thank you for watching, and hope to see you soon. Let's go into the shed now to show you the extent of my dearest father's hoarding. Still trying to figure out what to do about it. This is the inside of the shed, and believe it or not, just turn the lights on, we've actually half emptied the shed. Up in the rafters there was loads of stuff, lots of obsolete electronics, gear. It's damp in here, it desperately needs a clear out. Cleaning products that my mum hoarded, a whole box of them. It's nothing compared to what was inside the house. I just look at it and just feel overwhelmed. And components, a lot of it's not the builder left, a lot of it's not general household clearance. That's a problem. But yes, it definitely needs clearing because I'm worried about the damp. I just don't even know where to start. I don't know what these boxes are here. There's wooden ones. Just got no idea. cables. I really don't know what else to do. I might talk to a few more clearance companies, but I was hoping to get this emptied in the summer, but unfortunately wasn't to be. It's a shame because it could be a beautiful little summer house or something, or really nice in the summer, but just don't know what to do. You know, just don't know what to do.